Hey everyone, Warwick's here. So we're back with part 2 of the Picking a Main series. We're going to be talking about today how I'm going to be looking at what I main. So if you look at the last video, I actually take approach 2, which is picking what I find to be the most fun. So we're going to break down what we have going on here today as I go about picking my main, and we just look at this from here. So I'm a tank main player, so automatically this cuts out all non-tank classes. So goodbye Warlock, Shaman, Rogue, Priest, Mage, and Hunter. So that leaves me with 6 classes left. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look at all of these specs in sort of reverse alphabetical order, and we'll go from there. So starting with Warrior, so Arms and Fury are actually 2 of my sort of more favorite melee specs. If I'm going to be playing a Warrior, I'm going to be more likely to play DPS than tank. The thing about Prot Warrior is I just don't find it fun or engaging. So it's just not a tank that I want to see myself playing for 2+ years. So goodbye Warrior, thanks for playing. On Paladin, kind of the same story. If you watch any of my retrospective videos, you'll know that I've fallen out of love with Paladin over the course of the expansion of BFA, so not really anything there. Holy and Retribution just don't have anything that really are going to stand out and make me want to play it again. And Prot, even though it's got some really nice changes, and I probably will play with them a little bit in pre-patch, it's just not going to be a tank that I see myself moving forward with. So goodbye Paladin, thank you for playing. For Monk, I've been playing a ton of Monk lately. If you've watched my streams, you've seen my videos. I've been putting out some Monk Brewmaster videos for some dungeon runs. Go check those out if you'd like. Monk is definitely a class that I could see myself maining. I love all 3 playstyles of Windwalker, Mistweaver, and Brewmaster. I see myself being able to play all 3 of them. So we're going to keep Monk here for now, and we'll see how it goes. It's definitely going to be in the running. I'm going to skip Druid real quick. Demon Hunter, never want to play that class again. Goodbye. Oops, let's get rid of you. So goodbye Demon Hunter. I don't want to play Demon Hunter again. I have just 0 interest in the spec. Alright, Druid. Guardian is definitely one of my favorite tanks. I think that it's a lot better than people give it credit for. I think Barry, even going into Shadowlands, is going to be a lot better than people give it credit for. And Feral is a pretty fun spec to play, I think. I'm very curious to see how its pre-patch changes impacts its overall damage dealing. Balance and Rested, though, I just don't really find fun. And Resto I find pretty dull. Balance is in a really bad place right now, and it's going to need a lot of changes, some numbers tuning, before it actually is able to feel like it's worth it again. Guardian will be my 3rd tank, I think. So it'll be a tank that I play just for like a change of pace, switch it up, maybe do some alt runs and things like that. So goodbye Druid, thank you for playing, but I will see you in Shadowlands. And then Death Knight, much like Monk, I'm looking at both Frost and Unholy as specs that I find to be quite interesting, quite fun. Blood is my current main. Blood Tap, going back to a talent, I think is pretty bad, considering it's the only rune regeneration Blood has, whereas Frost and Unholy get it baseline. I think it's just bad design. I think Rune Tap would be a better option there, but there's a conduit that impacts Rune Tap, so I think that's why they didn't put it there. Ossuary going baseline for Blood, I think is a really good thing, and I think it's a big, massive step forward for the spec. I think Blood Tap is on the same row as Relish for Blood, so that's going to be a really tough choice for DKs to make. Rune Regeneration versus Relish for Blood, which is even more healing. I think ultimately they'll choose Blood Tap over Relish for Blood, but there may be some situations where Relish is better. As for other specs, Unholy has gotten a lot of changes that I haven't quite figured out what I feel about them. I want to kind of see how they play on pre-patch to kind of get an idea for it. And Frost got some support from non-Breathless and Dracosa talent builds, which I find really good to have. Quite looking forward to trying out an Obliteration build with a 2-handed weapon in pre-patch. Overall, the DK DPS specs look strong, and Blood is looking good too. Stronger in Raid than in Mythic Plus, I think, right now, but strong either way. As for Brewmaster, they took some pretty hefty nerfs. They just got a recent Keg Smash change that happened as of the day of recording, which is September 30th into October 1st now. I'm not quite sure if it's a buff or a nerf. I'll probably get some smarter Brewmasters to look at it. Windwalker is going to have a lot of problems. I also put Windwalker as range. It's not its melee. I'm sorry. But Windwalker's got still its really base fun playstyle. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Storm and Fire. I think that's going to be a big deal for the spec. And there's some still other changes that I think Blizzard has promised that we haven't seen yet. Where are the monk changes, Blizzard? Help me out here. But Windwalker definitely there, and Mistweaver is my favorite healer. And it's it's easy for me to say. I love Mistweaver. I think it's a great healer. Overall, I've really struggled to pick between these two specs and these two tanks and classes for the last sort of like really 2 months. I like all 3 specs for both classes now that some targeted tweaks at all of them have happened. The Covenant choices for both DK and Monk are good as they have 2 strong Covenants. DK is Night Fae and Venthyr. Monk is Necrolord and Brewmaster. I think for me, when it comes down to it, I enjoy Brewmaster slightly more than Blood right now, and Brewmaster is only getting one change that I think is really good with the shuffle change. I think I'm one of the only players that actually really likes that change. Unless my guild recruits tanks that only want to tank, I just see myself, and I don't see myself doing, melee or healing all that often. So I still have to ultimately favor the tank spec as my ultimate choice. So 2 of my current guildmates did want to dip into tanking a little bit. Our Demon Hunter Nastarius has said he wants to try out Vengeance. Had's still looking to try out Proud Warrior, even though he's moving to Shaman as his main, so it's not going to be a primary thing for him. So Brewmaster's the tank spec that I enjoy the most. Go from there. Biggest issues I have with Brewmaster were spamming Ironskin Brew. Wasn't fun. That's going away. And I can make more calculated decisions with Purifying and Celestial Brew. Brewmasters, I think, have been over-nerfed in the beta so far. I'm hoping they revert on a little bit of those nerfs and bring some things back, but tanks as a whole have been hit really hard in the beta over the last few days. Blood DK's biggest issue is lack of rune regeneration mechanics, and like I said, I just don't think it's going to be, I don't know if it's going to be the talent or choice or not. So, thank you, Blood DK. You will definitely be played. We played a lot. I always have a special heart in my DK. I have Arthas up here to my left here, and my home screen is my guy Bolvar. So I'm going to be a Monk main. I definitely am going to gear up all 3, get legendaries for all 3, go from there. So trying out a brand new class for Shadowlands and going to see how it goes. So definitely leave your comment below. Let me know what your main's going to be in Shadowlands. Let's have a good conversation about why you chose that class. If you're interested in watching me play World of Warcraft, you can catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/works_BAA. I'm there every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night from 9:30 p.m. to midnight p.m. Central Standard Time in the US. So catch me there. Definitely subscribe to the channel, like and comment on this video if you want to engage in some conversation with me. Until then, guys, I don't really know what I'm going to be doing for next videos. You'll probably see some Brewmaster dungeon runs go up over the next little bit. And I'll be getting into pre-patch, and I'll be talking about some impressions, and maybe I'll do a video talking about the news as well. So until the next video, everyone, I hope you all stay safe, wear your mask, if you're an American, vote in November, and I will see you all next time.